So good morning. Thank you for for coming for joining me in my podcast. So today I want to look at how you can actually use AI to analyze data. Somebody asked me whether there is an AI or an artificial intelligence platform that you can actually use to analyze data. And there are so many of them. You can actually even use ChatGTP and also Perplexity AI. You can also use Claudio AI. But it is important to look at a specific tool that specializes in analyzation of data. And after going through all the tools that are there, I've actually found this tool called Julius AI. And I think Julius AI is the best tool when it comes to data analyzation. And the reason as to why it is good or it is great in that area is because it combines both Python, Excel, and ChatGTP in capabilities in the analysis. Now, for you to be able to use Julius AI, all what you need to do is to go to Google. You actually go to Google. Allow me to see whether I can be able to have the Google window. You have the Google window. You have the window there. Then you come here and say that you want to use Julius AI. So you just type Julius AI. It's here. So this is Julius AI. Then after typing Julius AI, the next thing that you do is to the next thing that you do, Julius AI, Julius AI. So we have the Julius AI there. Then you click on the Julius AI, the platform itself, and it will directly take you into the platform. Then you enter the platform. After entering the platform, you can see now it is actually brought to you the window that you are supposed to use in your analyzation. So here you have the different tools that you can use. You have the scientific, business, interactive, dark, theme setting, and all those. So you can go to reasoning. You can go to to advanced reasoning or extended memory. So these are high levels use of data analytical tools. So there is this data that I have, is this data that I have, is this data that I have, and I wanted to use it. So I will come here and say that I want to analyze data in a PDF. So I want to analyze data in a PDF. So I know that it is going to give me a button where I can actually be able to bring the data on. Let me see. So I can upload the file there. You can see I have a button for uploading the file. So I'll go to download. So the data that I wanted to use was this Equity Group Holding audited financial report. So I'll put it there. I will actually put it there, and then Julius AI will start incorporating it. Then after incorporating the data, then I will start asking questions on this data, what I want Julius AI to do with the data. So I will tell it to extract the table from the PDF. So they have put the data, maybe, and I'll come here and tell it to analyze the data for me. So you can see the system is thinking. You can see the system is thinking. So we are waiting for the results that we are going to get from the system. So you see it has started working. You can see it has started by developing a Python, and it tells you the reason as to why it has actually developed the Python, that Python code, because I told you that the good thing about it is that it does what we call, it uses both Python, ChatGTP, and Excel to try and analyze data for you. So they're still waiting, see what we are going to get. You can see it is still continuing. Remember, I've given it a PDF of the financial statement of a bank. So it has to take some time to actually get the information from that PDF. Remember, the PDF was not in the PDF was not in Excel. Therefore, it has to do its magics to get the information, all the information that is in that PDF. So you can see there it's developing the tables and all these other things so that it can get the information. We can try to see what it has. Continue. So I wanted it to extract that data from that table, and then we can actually use that data to analyze it. We can actually be able to analyze it. If it is not possible for us to analyze that data in PDF, I will try and see whether we can actually be able to do it in Excel, because I think I had actually developed even an Excel for the data. So it is still extracting that from the PDF analysis. From the PDF analysis, we have to wait and see whether it is going to get the data. We have to wait and see whether it is going to get the data. We can even look at what it has. So it is getting some of these months and all that. So we wait and see. Remember, the problem is that I did not have the data in Excel. So all that has to be done what we call to be extracted. So from that. So if it doesn't work this way, what I'll do is that I'll actually be able to feed the Excel. I see whether I can be able to get the data. But all in all, it is going to take time, but it is supposed to actually get the information for me. And when it gets the information for me, then I can be able to ask the questions that are important. So let me see the table. So you can see it has started getting the information or the data that was there. We continue. So this is what happens when you put data in form of a PDF, because it has to be synchronized and also captured in form of Excel. So we are waiting for it to finish the drama. I call it the drama. The drama. So if you have your own data, especially the one in Excel, it becomes very easy for you to be able to actually do all this because the data is available. The data is available. In fact, what I did is that what I was supposed to do is to change this data from Excel from PDF to Excel first, so that it would be easy for it to be able to get the information that I'm looking for. But you can see it is actually synchronizing the data. It is actually synchronizing the data and trying to read the data. And the way that data is done, you can be able to actually export it. So you can see it has started drawing the tables. So it has finished. So this is the first table that it draws. So year on year growth. So you can see the growth table, the growth table. So you can see the growth table, the total asset growth table, loans and customers deposit. And what it does is that it explains that the total asset kept expanding, banks plus 4.2%, group 6.2%, the loan and advance dipped. You can see the loans actually dipped, or they decreased by 7.9%, group 3.2%. The customer deposit side by 8.8% plus 10.6%. The growth is current funding side. The franchise are attracting deposit faster than it is deploying the credit. At group level, the broader subsidiary enforces the trading, giving a slight highest asset clip than the standalone. So you get the information that you are looking for. So I can actually tell it to analyze the deposit composition of the segment. So I just come here and tell it to analyze the non-interest interest income versus interest versus interest income of the bank, income of the bank. So I want to know the analysis of the interest income and non-interest income. So I'll actually tell it to do that for me and wait and see. So you can see what we got there, the computation key ratio. For a fuller picture, let me know which direction you'd like to go. If you'd like additional visual, if you want visual, they can actually be able to do the arrow, you know, arrow. They can be able to draw for you the arrow visual. So I'm trying to see what it is going to tell me about the non-interest ratios. The non-interest ratios. The problem with AI is that they give you very limited time for you to be able to do your work for free, and they are always looking for ways in which you can be able to subscribe and pay for the for the for the work for the system. So I'm waiting to see what I'm going to get. So there's a table here. I can see. So this is a statement, the table on some of those things that I have asked it to do. So let me see what it is going to get for me. So remember I said that it uses both the Python, so you can see the Python coding. Remember you can actually be able to export this coding and put it in a language, in a given language, and learn it, and it will actually give you the information. So you have that table. So I'm waiting to see what it is going to analyze from all this. And whatever it is going to analyze from all this is actually going to give me the information the information that I've asked, and on top of that, an explanation of all of the same. So what it is telling you is that today analyzing data is becoming as simple as possible, basically because of these AI tools. You do not actually need to know some of these to be a guru in some of these things. AI can actually be able to do it for you. AI can actually be able to do it for you. So if you have your master's or your PhD data, you can actually use Julius AI and it will actually analyze all the data for you, draw all the tables for you. And on top of that, it will also give you any comprehensive information you want to know about the data. So I'm waiting to see what I'm going to get from what I have told the platform, the AI to get for me. So trying to analyze all these incomes so that it can be able to give me what I'm looking for. So you can see in interest column, it has actually developed the interest column, then an interest column. So you have the minority interest, profit and loss, less interest in expense, or anything to do with interest. That is what it is analyzing. And then after that, it will give me the information and it will give me the tables, the explanation. And if I want the visual and the graphs and all that, I'll be able to get and be able to get anything I'm looking for from Julius AI. So these are important information based on the question that I have asked it. So I'm still waiting. So you have this table, you have this table. So all these are tables that is developing of the interest income, interest expenses, net interest income, non-interest income. Remember, that is the question that I have asked. So that is why you see it is actually getting into that. It is actually getting into that. So continue. And one of the things that you should also realize is that it is even guiding you on some of the questions that you can be able to ask on that area. It is actually guiding you on some of the things that you can be able to ask on that area. So you have this table here. This is the interest. I think this is one that we had seen. The interest, the non-interest, net interest, and all that table. Then we have another table there. So retained earning, all these are tables that are supposed to help in making that decision. So I was looking at one of the tables there. It has started moving. These tables here. So the second table was about the monetary minority interest, profit and loss, and all this. Remember, this is coming from a PDF. It is not something that is coming from Excel, and that is why you see we have all this information that we have to wait for. So we still have another table here on total interest income, net interest income, and uninterest income. So what this is supposed to help it to make decision for me based on the question that I have asked, based on the question that I have asked. Total interest, I think this is the same table. So it's still waiting for it to do its magic. So I wish I had an Excel rather than a PDF. It would have been easy for the platform to actually extract that information. Because you see right now it has to extract the information from the Excel, from the PDF, and then put it in Excel or something in a way it can. But you can see it has given me the information. I wanted to see what it has told me about an interest and interest loan. So we start here. Here, the concise look at the interest-related revenue compare with non-interest income. Remember, that is a question that I had asked. Above is the year-on-year growth in the key areas. Total interest income for the bank, it has given you 18%, while group was whatever. Net interest income for the bank was essentially flat, negative 0.8. The non-interest income to the bank dipped by 8%, and you can see it is giving you a small table to show you. So the key takeaways, what are the takeaways about the interest and non-interest income? That roughly two-thirds of the operation income in June 2024 up slightly from June was up slightly from June 2023 because the fees and other lines softened growth level. The mix has shifted dramatically. Non-interest sources were 86% last year, but have dropped to 44 as interest earning rebound across the subsidiary. So you have the graph to show the non-interest interest and non-interest income. So you can see it is giving you the ratio. This was 60%, the net interest, and then non-interest was about 40%. It tries to explain that. The stacked bar make the shift clear. Net interest here does edge higher, non-interest shrinks. If you'd like the same chart for the consolidated group, a deeper breakdown of an interest category or additional period, just let me know. So it is telling you that if you want more information about that area, it can actually be able to get it. Remember, I've said that the biggest challenge is that it is extracting data from the PDF and first from the PDF. But if I had actually done an Excel and put an Excel, it would be quicker for for the platform. So maybe I can do the last analysis and maybe I tell you to analyze the expenses, the bank expenses, and give a detailed explanation. So I wanted it to analyze the expenses and give a detailed explanation. So you can see AI can actually be able to help you a lot, especially when it comes to doing what we call analyzing data. To analyzing data, they can actually be a very, very good tool for data analysis. Very good tool for data analysis. So they're still doing their magic. You can see. So we are waiting to see what the data analysis will say about the expenses, what they are going to tell us about the expenses. So this is a very important tool. In fact, this is the future of data analysis. And one of the things that I'll tell you is that this tool is actually being studied even in the universities. Of all the AI platforms that I have talked about, this is the only platform that has been accepted by many universities. So you'll get universities teaching, having courses on this, So you can see it has cleared, it has actually it has looked at the data. So it has drawn for me the pie chart for the expenses and labeled the pie chart with different colors. Then you have the explanation. What is the number? What does the number tell you? Scale. Total operational expenses were 27 billion, an increase of about 13%. Staff cost is 31% of the cost, added roughly 6%, indicating a moderate increase in the salaries. Loan provision was 14%, climbed nearly 10%, which is slightly higher credit risk charges. So there is higher credit risk charges. Other operating expenses is both the biggest the biggest actually bucket. You have 47%. Depreciation and amortization, you can see. Administration learning items such as rent, charges, and direct time emoluments remains immaterial. They are very insignificant. Efficiency lens operating expenses, 13%, credit risk cost, expenses, and all that. So you can see the power of Julius AI, especially when it comes to analyzing data. So it's a very, very important tool that you can actually be able to use to analyze your data. And in most cases, you should, if you want it to take little time, yeah, try to make it to upload your data in Excel so that it becomes easier for the tool to look at the data in a simpler manner. So thank you very much. I just hope that you have learned something new on data analysis.